Many of us are captivated by unexpressed voices and undiscovered ideas uh, in our lives. And as you know, my hobby is to travel through the dusty archives and libraries and off the beaten path places with documents that trigger my asthma, um, to find some of those undiscovered voices. One is Catherine Ellis Coman. She was the only woman who was founder of the American Economic Association. She was not yet 28. She was part of a group who believed that what was in the economy, what is in the economy, is not a measure of what should be. The first two issues of the journal of the new American Economic Association focused on employee ownership and profit sharing, dividing the United States up into different geographical sectors and having someone focus on each. She went on to become the first professor of statistics at Wellesley College, founded the economics department at Wellesley, authored The Industrial History of the United States, in which she made sure to find, they weren't in dusty archives yet, the examples of profit sharing and cooperation. In those days, profit sharing was considered the general term that included employee ownership, and cooperation was not worker cooperatives, it was cooperation between capital and labor, and they were all lumped together. She was a big proponent of profit sharing. She was born in 1857 and passed away in 1915. She was a big proponent of these ideas when they were not cool. She was part of what was called the New Economics. Okay. Now, there was another person, and her name was Mary Whitten Calkins. She's really also interesting. She studied psychology at Harvard University with some of the leading psychologists at the time. The psychology department at Harvard voted her a PhD, and president of Harvard, Charles Eliot, said she couldn't receive it because she was a woman. And she went on to become president of the American Psychological Association and the American Philosophy Association, the only person to be president of both. She was author in 1888. She was born in 1863, of the book Sharing the Profits, that looked at the entire history of profit sharing and related employee ownership ideas, starting in Europe and in the United States. And so I talk about these two women because sometimes we often feel that we are, trying to bring forth undiscovered voices, that we are talking about what is not necessarily a measure of what should be. And I'll leave you with one statistic that always grabbed me. According to the General Social Survey, about 20% of adult workers in the U.S. have some equity share in the company where they work. About 7% have stock options. There's only about 6,000 stock market companies with 30,000 top executives, so a lot more people have stock options than the big guys. And about a third of adult workers have profit sharing, and about a fifth have gain sharing. More than 51% of all adult workers have some form of share. And yet, if you go to the top 5 business schools case study programs in the United States, only 1% of business school case studies deal with the issue of shares for employees. And so we're still channeling that unorthodox new economics that Catherine Ellis Coleman and Mary Whitten Calkins channeled. I will be continuing my search in the dusty archives in order to bring the role of women scholars and women voices into the new revision of the Citizen Share that I'm working on over the next year. Thank you very much, and thank you to Aspen for this wonderful partnership.